Hey everyone, so this video is all for about 6.2 properties of exponents. It's a rather short video. We're just going to review some basic properties of exponents that should be a review and should be familiar to you guys. So let's start with this box here at the top of the screen. So what is an exponent? An exponent is a number that says how many times a number is multiplied by itself. So for example, we've got 4 cubed. So 4 cubed, that exponent tells us that we have to multiply this number 4 by itself 3 times. So that equals 4 times 4 times 4, okay? Which means in a calculator, I'm going to do 4 times 4 times 4, and I should get 64. Okay, so any number raised to the first degree equals itself. So for example, 7 to the first power equals 7. I don't know, 9 to the first power is 9. 1 million to the first power equals 1 million. Note, the 1 may not be written. We know every number is raised to the first power. You don't really walk around saying you're 16 to the first power years old. Every whole number has a secret exponent of 1. And any number raised to the 0 power equals 1, which is kind of hard to remember sometimes, but 8 to the 0 power is 1, 9 to the 0 power is 1, 13 to the 0 power is 1, okay? So just remember that property. Here are some examples. We can use your calculator to evaluate the following exponents. So we've got 3 to the 4th power. You can type that into your calculator, or you can do 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, right? Because we know you have to multiply it 4 times by itself. We can do this one without a calculator because I know 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 3 is 9, so then I get 81. And then we can do 5 to the 6th power. That's 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. Right into a calculator, we can do that, and we'll get 15,625. Okay. Be careful with negative exponents in a calculator. Parentheses matter. So when we look at C here, if you type in -3 squared into a calculator, and I'm going to do it also and show you, if we just type in -3 squared into a calculator, you're going to get a -9. If you type in parentheses -3 parentheses squared, I don't know if I'll be able to see this now, we're going to get a +9, okay? What's really tricky here is that this is telling us to do, because of those parentheses, it's telling us to do -3 times -3. We know 2 negatives make a positive, so we know that equals a +9. This one is actually have that negative, has like a secret -1 in the front, times 3 times 3. And look, there's only one negative. That gives me a -9. So be really careful with a calculator when we have a negative in the front of a number. And so that's this other example. This gives you -9 because that's -1. And just that 3 is getting squared. That's why. Okay. And then let's just check out problem 2 here. Some practice with evaluating expressions when we're given numbers for variables. And remember to follow order of operations. So we know A equals 2, so I'm going to substitute a 2 in there. B equals -3, so watch how we substitute with parentheses, plus the C value, which is 4. We're going to follow order of operations, that's PEMDAS. And so that tells me to start with parentheses exponents. I'm going to start with that -3 squared. -3 squared is a +9. And so then I'll do my multiplication. 18 plus 4 gives me 22. Okay, let's check out the next one. I've got a -b squared. That negative is on the outside, and I'm only squaring my b value. So look at all those negatives, look at all those parentheses. The number we're evaluating for, we're substituting in, goes in parentheses. That negative is on the outside. plus a, which is 2, times c, which is 4, follow PEMDAS. So I'm going to do negative 3 squared. I'm only going to do this. Negative 3 squared is a positive 9. Guys, I still have that negative on the outside. Plus, I could do 2 times 4 gives me 8. So my final answer is negative 1. Be careful with that negative. Be careful with the parentheses. And then last one here, we're going to do 2 times my a value, which is 2, times my c value, which is 4, minus b, which is negative 3. Watch those signs. Multiplication, I'm going to do 2 times 2 gives me 4. 2 negatives here make a positive, so I'm going to have 16 plus 3 gives me 19. Okay, just a little refresher. Great job watching this video. Let me know if you have any questions.